In the top stories, concerned citizens movement returned to power in Nevis Island Assembly. CCM thanks supporters for election win, and individual amounts of CBI dividends announced. The details on these stories and more after the break.
This Christmas, give the gift of sight with a little help from Quartz Optical. Choose from the widest selection of fashionable and affordable frames with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today at www.quartzoptical.com and get a free gift with every frame plus lens purchase. Come enjoy our gift to you from Quartz Optical, where your eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. Merry Christmas from Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Mosoka, 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 Mosoka.
Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Channel 5 newscast. I'm Kyla Berridge. Nevisians have returned the concerned citizens movement to power after the Nevis Island administration's elections on Monday. More in this report.
The Concerned Citizens Movement, CCM, has been returned to the Nevis Island Assembly after the results of the elections on Monday. Before midnight, it was announced by Oakland Pete's Supervisor of Elections that District 1 was won by CCM's Honorable Spencer Brand. The district was also contested by J.D. Keynes of the Nevis Reformation Party, NRP, who secured 604 votes but lost by 27. District 2 was contested by the leader of the CCM and Premier of Nevis, Honorable Mark Brantley, and Dr. Patricia Bartlett for the NRP. Premier Mark Brantley was returned with 1,313 votes over Dr. Bartlett's 1,166 votes. Samuel Keynes of the Moral Restoration Movement secured 8 votes. In District 3, CCM's Honorable Eric Evelyn retained his district as well with 736 votes over the NRP's Rohan Isles with 311 votes. District 4 was taken by the Nevis Reformation Party's Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge. The party leader and newcomer beat Alexis Jeffers by 8 votes. It is the first time in 30 years that the NRP has won that district. Patricia Mills Jeffers of the MRM also contested that district and secured 11 votes. Meanwhile, Honorable Cleone Stapleton Simmons retained District 5 for the NRP with 712 votes over CCM's newcomer Latoya Jones, who secured 508 votes. Mervan Thompson for ZIZ News.
Nevis and leader of the Concerned Citizens Movement, Honorable Mark Brantley, has thanked supporters of the political party for returning them to office in the December 12th Nevis Island Assembly elections. The final set of results of the election were given after 4 o'clock on Tuesday morning, at which time Premier Brantley phoned into Vaughan Radio to give thanks.
It has been a very long and difficult period. We have seen results that really we did not predict. But at the end of the day, I want to express my thanks to the people of Nevis for continuing to repose their trust and confidence in the Concerned Citizens Movement to lead the island for the next 5.
He acknowledged the delay in results.
I would like to apologize to the public for the long delays experienced. I myself was at home. I did not know what was going on. There was a complete blackout of information. But eventually I learned that there were some issues with the count, and that is what delayed the process. Notwithstanding, I think the victory in St. John's for me would have decided the election. We have a reduced majority, and we have lost a stalwart and a hard-working, committed servant of the people. in Alexis Jeffers, who fell by just 8 votes. But I would like to congratulate the Honorable Eric Evelyn, the Honorable Spencer Brand for coming through, and also to congratulate the Honorable Janice Daniel Hodge and the Honorable Cleveland Stapleton Simmons for their showing.
The CCM lost some ground, moving from a 4-1 victory in 2017 to 3-2 in 2022, but retained the majority of votes. Returning will be Spencer Brand in District 1, Premier Mark Brantley in District 2, and Eric Evelyn in District 3. The Nevis Reformation Party retained District 5 through Honorable Cleon Stapleton Simmons and gained District 4 through party leader Honorable Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge. The dollar amounts for the payout of CBI dividends have been announced. In a statement on Monday evening, Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew gave a breakdown of the individual amounts.
There are 2 categories of payments. Category 1, Social Security pensioners and those who are pensionable in the Social Security scheme. Those persons would have made 500 contributions and upwards into the Social Security Fund will receive $500 in dividend. Category 2 are those persons who are not yet pensionable, meaning therefore that their number of contributions would be from 499 contribution downwards. They will receive a dividend of $250.
This announcement comes ahead of the rollout on Thursday. Prime Minister Drew also said that the payouts will be completed by the end of the month. He stated that a total sum of $23 million will be paid out. Persons got a chance to speak directly with Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew and ask him questions about the CBI dividend payments during a live interview on ZIZ radio and television on Tuesday afternoon. While answering a question from one of the callers, Prime Minister Drew explained that the amounts to be paid out, specifically $500 and $250, were determined through a decision to be cautious and prepared for what may come in the future.
This is indeed a responsible decision because we would have looked at the deficit, looked at what the country needs, look at total inflows, and then we make a calculation. Some people were saying, why is it not higher? I said you have to look at all of these because I think what the caller is getting at is that your decision has to be prudent in the sense that you will not put the country at risk. So we are making a prudent decision, a deliberate decision when we look at all of it. So I want to assure the caller that we did do that. Look at all of it before we made the decision.
He said this dividend payout is the first part in a larger plan to foster the creation of wealth among citizens and residents.
We in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we in the Caribbean, we are not accustomed to having our national assets shared directly with our people. And I want there to be a shift, not only in St. Kitts and Nevis, but in the Caribbean, that we have to share the national assets with our people. Our people are the most important, and therefore we have to find ways to create wealth and to build wealth.
The Prime Minister also pointed out that the amount to be paid out is dependent on the country's revenue at that time.
So if your inflow is this amount and it drops the next year, again, the amount varies or depends on how you do. So if we don't do too well, we might have to say, well, we can't pay out because it didn't do as well as we expected. If it's do much better than expected, it goes up. It can go up above 500. So that is how dividend operates. So that is a very good question. So we will always assess the financial situation, assess the inflows, and determine how much will be a prudent number to actually give as a dividend.
Payouts for the CBI dividends begin on December 15th and run until the end of the month. After the break, individual in custody following drug bust at the airport, and annual financial statement and budgetary proposals for 2023 to be presented on Wednesday. Stay with us.
Christmas starts the moment you go postpaid with Flow, because when you do, you get a free smartphone. Plus, you get 20 gigabytes of data, unlimited WhatsApp and YouTube, and 4,000 local minutes.
All the way home to Flow. fresh look paint and tiles sale. Give your home a fresh look with a fresh coat of paint and a fresh set of tiles. From Horswood's Building and Nevis Center's 25% off fresh look paint and tiles sales event. Yes, come to Horswood's Building and Nevis Centers today and get fresh savings of 25% off all paints and tiles store-wide. Come and give your home a fresh new look with fresh savings and fresh new colors. Fresh new piles of tiles in all styles with a fresh 25% off store-wide on all paints and tiles at Horswood's Building and Nevis Center. Give your home a fresh start with a fresh new look with fresh new colors, fresh new piles of tiles in all styles, and fresh quality paint at Horswood's Building and Nevis Center. Fresh look 25% off paints and tiles sales event. See store for details.
It's the most festive and wonderful time of the year. Get all you ever wanted this Christmas with the best loan offers on the market from National Bank. Enjoy unsecured loans. Enjoy unbeatable low interest rates. Enjoy attractive repayment terms and chances to win lots and lots of prizes. Let National Bank help you to make millions of lasting moments. National Bank, always here. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. The police have taken an individual into custody following a drug bust at the RLB International Airport. According to a press statement, the Anti-Narcotics Unit responded to a call for assistance from the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs and Excise Department on December 12, 2022. As a result, they visited the airport sometime after midday, and the luggage of an individual who had arrived on a flight from Tortola was examined. 9 tubes of toothpaste containing vegetable material suspected to be cannabis was found and taken into police custody. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information about this incident are asked to contact the Criminal Investigation Department at the Bastille Police Station by dialing 465-2241, the nearest police station, or the crime hotline at 707. The annual financial statement and budgetary proposals for 2023 will be presented in the National Assembly on Wednesday. The sitting of the National Assembly will be held at the St. Kitts Marriott Resort Royal Ballroom on Wednesday, 14th December at 10 a.m. Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, will seek leave to introduce and have read a first and second time the appropriation bill, which is referred to as the budget address. The appropriation bill provides for the services of St. Christopher and Nevis for the financial year commencing 1st January 2023 and ending on 31st December 2023. The sitting will continue from Thursday, December 15th, 2022 at the National Assembly Chambers at Government Headquarters at 10 a.m., where there will be days of debates and presentations by parliamentarians on the 2023 budget. The National Assembly will be broadcast live on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM and participating radio stations. It can also be viewed live on TV Channel 5 in St. Kitts and Channel 98 in Nevis. It will also be streamed live at www.zizonline.com. Copies of the bills can be found on the website sknis.kn of the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service under the section Bills when they become available. The late Kenrick Georges, composer of the national anthem of St. Kitts and Nevis, was immortalized in a painting donated to the St. Christopher National Trust and National Museum. During a short ceremony on Tuesday, family members of Mr. Georges unveiled the painting, done by Max Brownbill, to a small gathering.
On behalf of the Georges family, on behalf of the people of St. Christopher and Nevis, I would like to hand over this lovely picture to the government and people of St. Christopher and Nevis to put in this museum so everyone can see the greatness of Kenny George.
Minister of the Creative Economy Samuel Duggins spoke of how the museum acquired the piece, having worked with and interviewed Mr. Georges in the past.
To have somebody of that caliber, I believe we indeed missed a bit of a mark in really giving him a lot of those flowers while he was still here. But nonetheless, Kenrick Georges as a man deserves every bit of honor, whether present honor. And so when Mr. John came to my office and he asked to present this wonderful piece of painting to me as a minister, I told him I think that I was a little bit undeserving of such a phenomenal piece of work, and that it should be in a better space, and asked that he consults with the National Museum, because that is where it is best placed and not tucked away in my own rock. And so we are here today.
Mr. Georges passed away in 2019 at the age of 64 and was awarded the Companion of the Star of Merit posthumously. The St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival Committee, SKNNCC, is assisting Carnival participants and stakeholders after 2 years of limited activities for Sugar Mass 49 and 50 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In a press release issued on Tuesday, the Carnival Committee stated that the beneficiaries of this assistance include Grand Parade troops, Juve troops, music bands, private event promoters, entertainers and competitors for various National Carnival events, vendors and service providers. As road activities will resume after a 2-year hiatus, the Carnival Committee has provided subvention to all registered Grand Parade troops to assist in the upfront cost associated with the production of costumes. The Carnival Committee has also taken on the financial obligation of obtaining trailers, tractors, generators and drivers for all Juve, Children's Carnival and Grand Parade troops. In addition, the Carnival Committee has successfully negotiated the return of registered vendors to the streets of downtown Bastille for a 2-week period from December 19th to January 3rd to ensure that additional income is gained over Sugar Mass for these small businessmen and women. Over the National Carnival period, all registered Carnival stakeholders are also granted duty-free concessions on purchases associated with Carnival once the requisite documents are presented to the National Carnival Committee and approved by the Ministry of Finance. Sugar Mass 51 is currently underway and ends on January 2nd and 3rd with the Grand Parade and Last Lap. Coming up in regional news, investigating agencies in Grenada notified of sale of diplomatic passports